shit. Oh my goodness, that was crazy. Alright. Let's wait for a couple more people here. And let's What's up, everyone? Wait for a few people here. Oh, that's not good. I'm good, everyone. How are you guys? Just gonna go over a few things here. So I expect Chewy to go back down to $94. That makes the most sense based on the channel and the support and everything. So it's a real simple interpretation, but that looks where it's headed. Yeah, we're gonna do weed. I think AMC's done. I think all of the stocks are done associated with the short squeeze. I don't anticipate them coming back at this point, and I kind of been alluding to that since Friday that they're most likely done. It broke pretty much everything. It started filling the gap here, so I expect AMC to basically come back down to at least $5. So, no, I'm not taking requests yet. I'm just kind of waiting for people to join and doing a few things. So, I don't actually smoke. Used to a long time ago. I'm not against it, but I just don't do it anymore. Too much stuff going on. I guess the good thing is the sundial is holding this uptrend here, which is important. So as long as it keeps doing that and it stays above 94, this could be alright. Let's see how it reacts tomorrow. Tomorrow will be an important day. If it breaks this uptrend, it's probably done too. Yeah, space is definitely part of the short squeeze. Space had bad news today too. I actually took a space short at the end of the day, so hopefully that pays off. So space is let me start over here. So I mean, space basically broke the uptrend right here, and most likely is going to go down tomorrow. Now it does have a hammer. Well, actually, is that a gravestone? No, that's still a hammer doji right there. So that could signify we're going up. It's kind of an indecision candle. Unfortunately, we don't know just based on candles what it's going to do tomorrow. And that doesn't make me super excited. But it is below the uptrend here, so I imagine since the uptrend is broken, this should retest at least 44. Not positive on that though. Tesla's just Tesla. Yeah, well, Thomas said literally when Thomas said that the spaceship exploded, within 10 seconds I had a space put. So. Is it Groundhog Day? Oh, happy Groundhog. That's why people were talking about that today. So, that makes sense. Well, hey, Jim Tortoise. Hey, everyone. Hopefully everyone had a good day. I want to talk about the major winner today. This is exactly how I wrote about it in the newsletter, and it is doing exactly what I said it was going to do, which is always fun to see when you do all your charting and you spend like literally hundreds of hours, well, not hundreds of hours, but you spend hours on a single chart figuring everything out, and it just goes according to plan. It could not have been better. I fully expect this to really run now. So let's see where the first resistance is going to be. I mean, it looks like it could be 1650 tomorrow. It's going crazy, so I think it's like, what's it at after hours? 1534. So yeah, it's gonna be a good day for weed tomorrow. I'm fairly certain on that. Laser light show. Yeah, I think 1650, 16 to 1650 in this range of resistance looks accurate. Let's just verify that. I would say we're just going to mark an X. We're going to put a circle here and say this is going to be the peak tomorrow. We'll see if we're right. So I imagine it'll probably open or peak around that area tomorrow. Maybe in the middle of the day. Probably around noon. So noon, might want to take our likes there. So yeah, Vixie, I put a couple $100 in it as a hedge. I mean, if you followed me in the lotto, it's a lotto. I tell you not to put more than $100 in it, and if you put more than that in, it's your own choice. You know, based on, you know, I could tell you why I did it here. We can actually go through that right now. So basically, when I was charting futures last night, I saw around 383 a big resistance zone. So it was a calculated, you know, all of my lottos are calculated and definitely have reasoning behind them. So this resistance zone was calculated, and it combined with the fib spiral here, or the fib circle here. So combined with that, I had pretty good intel that this might turn around, and it still might. I'm not positive yet, but just looking at it right now, it does look like we're going to continue to go up. But you know, that's why I held a lot of my long calls too, because you never want to be all in on one position. That's just silly. And honestly, the flow, literally the flow, is just so bearish. Like 70 to 80% of all SPY, QQQ, and IWM flow was all puts. I couldn't believe it. Like the fact that we just kept going up, but people kept buying puts, tells me that I'm gonna wake up to a red morning. Now I'm not positive on that, but it does appear, just based on flow, that we're heading there. Now it may not be tomorrow. It might be Thursday and Friday. That, you know, I had spoken last week about how Monday, Tuesday, possibly half of Wednesday and part of Wednesday would be bullish, but I do expect the end of the week for it to be bearish. So I'm going to hold my calls on UVXY, and I'll probably hold them through Friday, because I do expect there to be another profit taking here soon. And while it may not be in this zone, it might be, we might retest, you know, 385, but we will go back down eventually. There is going to be a moment where we go back down. So that might not be till the end of the week, unfortunately. based on spirals now. But if we go through, say, a smaller spiral, it could happen tonight. So based on this spiral, solar system, blast radius, whatever you want to call it, based on the most recent move, it could happen right here. So it might happen around maybe when China futures open. Maybe that's what drags us down. Europe and China, when they open, that could bring us down later tonight. So yeah, if you're in weed, you're doing good. So I think everyone in weed is doing good. Let's take a look at weed. I looked at alpha before, but let's look at the rest here. Looks like these channels were all broken. Kind of a mess there. Let's clean this up a little. So we've been watching weed for a while. We figured we're on wave 4 right now. So a lot of what I've been watching is you had wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and we've been waiting for wave 5. So I fully expect tomorrow to be very green for weed. Based on close volume, everything is pointing to a big green day tomorrow on weed. Now, it's not guaranteed. I'm just saying it's pointing to it. So I expect Tilray to run between, I think 26 to 30 is a very good price target. Like, I almost called out a Tilray lotto, but the premium on it is pretty high. I think the CGC lottos are still good to go. So because I already called out a CGC lotto, I figure I'd just leave it alone. The weed ETF is MJ. So I actually have MJ plotted here, and I almost put this in the newsletter, but I figured it would actually go through a correction right here, but it didn't, and it just blew through it. So I have a feeling that the ETF on this doesn't follow Elliott Wave as much as the tickers do. Because when I was looking at AFA, you could see here, and this is the reason why, of all the weeds, all the weed tickers, this is the reason why I chose this one, is it had a clearly defined bull flag with an A, B, C, D, E perfectly. And I was like, you know, this is perfect. This is due for a breakout. Look, it skipped right over the entry zone here. So it had this resistance zone right here, and the fact that it went right over it was a very bullish intention, and we knew exactly when to get in right here. So something to be considered there, that we knew exactly what was happening here. We saw a little resistance around 14, but as soon as we retested this high right here, I went all in on a bunch of calls a couple weeks out, and those are up, I think, already after just even the same day. I think they're up 40%. So I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. I really think it's going to be a good day on weed. You know, I've been getting Blink and Neo all day, so I'm just going to go through those and let it be done. Alright, so I did have Blink coming back down here. It did hit my price target here. I got a lot going on here. I think I've charted this like 6 times. But basically, Blink looks like it's done with its correction. So if I was Blink, and we're still bullish on it, this would be, in theory, the end of it. And tomorrow, you know, this isn't a great closing candle, if I'm being honest with you, but this just could be a 1-2 start. So what we're looking for tomorrow is an immediate open up. It probably retest around 50, between 55 and 57, so in this zone, and then you'll probably get a flat correction down to the tops of these old tips, something like this, and then you want it to retest this high here, and hopefully what this is then is actually just a leg 1 of a bigger move. But this would be kind of what you're looking for tomorrow. If we think this is right, you know, we can measure it out here to see. So maybe this is more like right down here. Yeah, that actually makes sense. And that what you're actually looking at here. It's probably I mean, this might not get all the way back up just according to these fibs. That might be it. So maybe it retests 60. I would not count on it maybe going to 64. And that's not to say it can't, but I don't think I would count on it going to 64. But let's see if we throw some spirals on here, what it looks like. So, alright, so that, yeah, it doesn't look awful, actually. That could definitely be like that, maybe. Maybe I have the time wrong. So, you know, it looks right with, that does look right. So, this retesting this resistance here, and then coming down, I think this would probably be like the 718 if I turned it on, or the 738 or 78. I always get that number confused, but yeah, that looks right. So that would be, I'll throw this in the Discord for people to see. Throw it in alpha charts. Hold on one second. So I know people are going to want to save these charts. So. Alright. I jumped into laser today just because I was liking what I was seeing. I do think laser still hasn't fully broken out yet. I still think laser can retest the 68 area. But I just think my timetable is a little wrong. So this is pulling kind of what Palantir did, and I really think it can explode out there. So tomorrow's going to be a big day for it. So, you know, it's kind of at this lower cup resistance, and I really think tomorrow is going to be the big day for it. So, yeah, and that would match our spiral theory too. So you can see here at the end of this, it went bullish, reversed, and then this would be tomorrow. I want it to hit this, so theoretically, this is kind of in the no man's land area. It's kind of like in the middle. So this might act as resistance, so we might come back down to 30 again. And then once it gets down here below the halfway point, you know, I don't want it to come back. If it goes below, honestly, if it goes below 31 tomorrow, I'm bailing under 30. Probably 31.50 would be my stop loss on this, and at that I'll reevaluate it later. But if it opens above this line tomorrow and holds this as support, then we're good. What we really want to do is see a very bullish open on this. So Palantir, Turtle Joe, Palantir, Plantis, Palantir. Alright. I know a lot of people like Neo, so the lotto plays are in the section that says lottery. Neo did exactly what I said it was going to do. People clown me. I was a little wrong here, but in the end, it ended up doing exactly what it said it was going to do. And once again, people hate it when I'm bearish on their stocks, but it is what it is, unfortunately. So I expect this to probably retest this trend line down here again tomorrow, and then after tomorrow, it would have filled the gap, and then we can go back up. So Neo might go back up again. All it has to do is hold this trend line, and now I might go bullish on it. But I knew from basically right here, even though we were expecting a bounce, I knew in the end it was always coming back down to 54. So I have had Neo charted for quite a while. So now we can take this line away because we don't need it anymore. And we can see we knew exactly what I was going to do here. We'll leave these supply and demand zones up. I think they're still relevant, so I am going to shorten this one just slightly. I think it's more like this now. So, alright. SCYX Thank you, Smart Money. I appreciate that. Sick Nexus or Sky Nexus. Ah, you guys love your pennies. I swear, like you guys love your small caps and your pennies. Everyone loves a small cap and penny. It doesn't look awful. I mean, I understand the chart. I mean, it doesn't look awful. It's not getting huge amount of momentum. It does kind of have a rising wedge here. So I'd be a little cautious. You know, it is at resistance here. It did fill this gap here real nicely, so you'd probably want it to, I mean, an entry over, for me, an entry over $9 would probably be the safest. But I mean, I don't know anything about this, so I wouldn't touch it. So yeah, we can do FUBU. I know there's been a lot of interest with the short interest and everything on it. Looks like my chart has been pretty good so far. So I had a 1 here, and it's correcting down, and my 2 is here. This channel, I might have had a little different. Hey, thank you, what a F. I'll throw this in... So I expect FUBU to retest down here, and we'll see what happens. Oh, a supply and demand zone is basically a support and resistance zone. So I do need to make a video on it. I think it's something that I don't talk about a lot. I put it a lot in my charts recently. What are you? See, you guys love your pennies. Like, you guys ask me to chart pennies all the time because you hear this news and it's up 150% because these pump and dumps happen, and then you jump in and then they crash and you're like, why? And it's like, I don't know, like, people pick a ticker in another group that has a low cap and they all buy in, and then it gets unusual volume and it attracts attention, more people buy in, then they take their profits and then it crashes. And so if it had news, that's one thing. I understand the news. But, I mean, this looks insane. So, yeah, I'm trying to take a few tickers, but I do have a schedule here. I do see some requests for tickers that are common, so I will get to those. Bag holder. So. Yeah, so I mean, this is a breakaway. You got a 1, a 2. This might run one more time. How's it doing after hours? I mean, it's not really doing anything after hours, so if you're lucky, this might go up one more time, but this is definitely going to come back down at least to 280 and probably eventually 180. Alright, what are we doing? I can't really chart Amazon until I see what it's doing tomorrow. So the overnight with everything, I mean, I had Amazon go in the 3,500 eventually. You know, I had this falling wedge right here, and then a gap up here. Well, thank you, Trey. You're a nice guy. I appreciate that. So, you know, it went right into resistance. You know, I had this path here from the other day, and, you know, after hours, I think it's doing okay. So after hours, it's still rejecting this resistance. So I have a feeling this may go back down tomorrow or go flat, but I do still fully expect Amazon to go up eventually. I think once the news of Jeff Bezos stepping down kind of subsides and people start to buy in, yeah, we're going to do silver, trust me. I know a lot of people got silver. I myself have silver, so obviously I'm highly interested in it. So I just think it's going to eat all the premiums this week, and we're not going to see much movement until next week in Amazon. And that's the truth, and I apologize if you played it. I tried to warn you. I had a feeling this was going to happen, that it's just going to eat the premiums of everyone. And it's basically been following the TA very correctly. I know my chart looks crazy right now, don't want it to be crazy, but you know, maybe I can clean it up a little bit for everyone so they could see it easier. But I've had this charted. It's been on my social or on Twitter forever, so you can go fact check me that it's been on there, trust me. So I have never once wavered on this, and it has always followed what I said it was going to do. So now you do have a 1-2, and we're probably going to get a flat here, and then a final pop, and then a sell-off. So basically what you're seeing here is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I were to chart this out, you would see a 1, a 2, a 3, and then probably a 5 right there like that. So that would be ideally what you're going to get there, and that's what it's going to look like. So you'll have a bunch of buyers. It's going to eat all the premiums this week, and then you'll probably get another pop, probably about a $100 pop, $150 pop in the next 2 weeks. So, all right, let's go in WPM. This is a let's see what happened today. So basically WPM tried to break out and got rejected here at resistance, and then came back into this channel. So I did have WPM starting a little later. We thought it was go time once it crossed 46 here, but it was a fake out, and overnight it came back down. So do not be surprised if WM retests 39, and then next week I expect it to be very bullish. So if we're looking at this, you can see here I have a full chart out on WPM. I've been watching it for quite a while. We have basically a double combo here, and it might end up being an A, B, C, D, E, and so this might end up being a double combo. So it might actually end up being something like this. So we'll see. Oh wait, no, that's not right. Hold on. So hopefully this is green tomorrow. Let's take a look at silver. That'll give us a good idea. This follows silver and gold, and I think they have palladium they mine as well. Let's look at XAG/USD. I was taking a look at this earlier before I opened up the live. So basically what's happening is it's looking pretty decent after hours, but what we really need to test is it's in this downtrend right now ever since the breakout here, and you can kind of see what happened is he had a bullish breakout here, and you had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this basically created a full impulse wave. So now it's correcting. So it's probably going to do either a 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's going to look like, where are you at? There you go. So if we are there, I expect this probably, maybe it'll break out of the channel, but then go back down here. And then down here, anywhere tomorrow, I think tomorrow is going to be the day that we do good. But I don't expect much to happen overnight. Unfortunately, I'm still in calls and everything on this, but they're a part of my portfolio. They're not my entire portfolio. I think people get really caught up trying to go all in on a play to capture movement, and you're going to nuke your account over and over doing that. So, this could make sense. This could be the reversal here, though, and this could be just an ABC, but we won't really know until this breaks this trend right here, and that's going to be when we really know. So. No, I don't typically chart with extended hours on. I only do it if the volume after hours is significant. So for instance, like penny stocks and things like that sometimes get significant after hours. I put FUBU on the I put FUBU in the Discord, so if you want to see FUBU, I already put it in the Discord. It is looking pretty bullish, so I'll throw this up there too for people. Fuba. Are you like my my speech therapist turtle? So, uh, oh, like, oh my god, Fubo. Yeah. I could call it whatever I want, you could call it whatever you want. Let me just go over the WeWap here. Alright, let's look up CVS. CVS, I still think CVS should turn around here, and we should be good on it. It does have major support right here, so I believe, if I'm right, yep, that is also the 318. So I think this should be green tomorrow. No promises. It might come retest this again, but it's looking pretty good to at least get a few weeks, like go a couple weeks out, and you might be good on some calls there. But let me see something right here. If this isn't the downtrend, then that could be a fake downtrend. That might be the real trend right there. So that actually looks pretty good. So I wouldn't get in until it breaks this line right here, but I do think it will, and I am very bullish long term on CVS. I think CVS is easily $150 to $180 stock. Let's see. Alright. Yes, I did Fubo. It's in the Discord in the charts room. CGC, let's do that. I haven't done CGC yet. Ooh, that's not great. So CGC could be flat tomorrow. I think it's doing pretty good after. Yeah, no, not really. I mean, CGC ran really hard in compared to the other weed tickers, and I had it going to around the 42, 43 area. Now it's possible it skips right through this and goes all the way up to 47. That's your best case scenario on it. I mean, weed overall looks super bullish, so I still think we're good on it. I just don't know if it's going to be flat or it's going to, I mean, okay, so if it opens green and it doesn't fill the gap, so if it opens up and it goes up, it's probably going to 47. If it opens up and fills the gap, it's probably going to go sideways the rest of the week. Apple's still on track for my target. I might just have to move this over a little. Let's just move that over a little. And I think we're, you know, maybe it's just going a little slower, but Apple still looks good. And I think Apple's going to be fine. Now, if Apple doesn't hold tomorrow above 134, that would be a little bad sign, but I still like Apple long term. I'm not a huge Apple guy, but I still like it long term. So Hexo is a small cap weed company, and it broke. I've been watching it for a while, and you got a 1, 2, 3, 4. Aw, Danny, you're the man. You're the man, Danny. I appreciate that. But yeah, Hexo has. But I almost called out a Hexo play today because of how cheap it is. I think it was, yeah, it was like $6.70, and I was going to call it some $7 calls because I think they were like 20 or 30 cents a piece, and they were like 3 weeks out. I wish I would have, looking back on it, but I didn't, because the OI on it and volume was a little low, and I was feeling like I had a feeling if I called it out, it would illegally pump it. and it is something I have to be cognizant of now, unfortunately. So it is what it is, but I do like Hexo long term. I do think Hexo is in a wave 3 or wave 4 right now, and I do expect Hexo to do very well in the next few weeks. So if you wanted a low-cost weed play, I could see Hexo going to $10 pretty easily. So, yeah, you want me to pamp it so we all could profit off of illegal pumping. I don't do that, I'm sorry. I did it a few times, only because I didn't know I was doing it. I realized that after I was doing it, like DQ is probably the most obvious one. When I called DQ out, it literally doubled in price within 5 minutes, and I'm 100% positive it's because I called it out on Danny's Discord and like 1,000 people bought it, and I'm never going to do that again. Yeah, I would like to stay out of jail. I do like DQ though. What is PLNHF? Planet 3 Holdings, 13 Holdings. Another. I mean, this chart is nice. If you're looking at this, you got a nice cup here. So I had someone today ask me how I played breakouts, which was a very good question. So, I mean, he said he had trouble playing them, and I don't know exactly why. I think they're some of the easiest things to play, and I kind of want to cover that here because this is a super chart that has wonderful breakout potential here. So, I mean, really what you're doing is, like, this is textbook right here. So, you see this huge cup. Been watching this for a while, and it's cupping up. You know, the cups are getting smaller and smaller. So, it finally breaks out here. You don't play this initial candle because you never know. Like, previously, that this could have been the candle breakout right here, but it ended up being, because you can see here, you know, the neckline is actually kind of down here, but with the wicks it's up here. So what you're looking at here is a breakout here, you know, and it goes up, you know, 20 cents or so, but it comes back 95% of the time, you know, 9 out of 10 times, it's going to retest. So it's going to break out, and then this is where you go in right here. So when it retests and it bounces there, and you get a candle, you can go in right here on one of these candles, and then you catch this huge movement up. So now, you know, this is stair-stepping up, you know, and it's these are getting some pretty big movements. So just based on if this is a weed holding stock, this could be pretty good to go. The fact that it didn't run today makes me a little worried with all the other weeds running, but it does look very similar to AFA in that it does have a full retracement here. So if this trend break down, we break above this, this would be a nice, at least to play it up to here. So worst case scenario, it's probably going from 5.5 to 6.2, which is probably a pretty good profit margin on a stock like this. You know, that's 15% on share alone. And then after, if it breaks out above 6.2, you know, this could probably go to 7.5, maybe even $8. So, I think a lot of people have been eyeing Fastly. What time is it? All right, I got to put my daughter to bed here in a little bit, but we'll do a couple more requests here. So Fastly filled the gap. So Fastly could be done. So it finally filled the gap. Okay. So, unfortunately, the play on Fastly could be over. What you're hoping for here, if you're bullish on it, is for it basically to flat correct and hold this line right here, and then, you know, to retest all-time highs. So, I would not go in until it broke this channel right here. If anything, you know, you kind of got this zone right here that it's been trading in. So maybe if it were to break above this zone, you could play it from 112 to 122, capture a $10 move. But I expect this to ping pong in here for quite a while to create some demand in that area. So You're probably looking for it to ping pong maybe down like this into a wedge, and that would be my guess on what's going to happen here. But that probably means it's going to go up here in the short term. So you guys saw my alert on cargo today. So I've been watching this for quite a while. I was hoping it would break out back here when I charted it, but this is supposed to be this is a LiDAR company. So CGRO, you know, I was expecting this to go up, which is good news if you're in laser or VLDR. So let's see. It did reject pretty hard though. So let's see what happens tomorrow. But this is a very bullish candle, and I do think this will be okay tomorrow. So laser we did. I already posted it on Discord, buddy. Let's look at Ford. I did Ford a while ago. I'll post this in the Discord. I'm sure lots of people are interested in it. Thank you, Sergio. I don't disagree with you on that. I'm going to show you guys my favorite weed stock here in a second. I really like Ford in the short term. I think Ford leaps, get some $10 or get some $5 or some $10 Ford leaps, and I think you should at least double your money on those. So, alright. So the weed stock I've been watching probably since it was like 50 bucks is IIPR. You know, this stock is just, if you haven't been following this stock, you don't know weed. So this is a real estate landholding RET. It is the best RET there probably is in terms of long-term growth. So these have 10-year contracts on all their facilities. So there's no way for them to lose money. There's literally no way. So the fact that they have those contracts, and it's just been in this channel forever. Like, look at this channel. It's been in that channel since March, and has, you know, had a small dip below, but it came roaring back. So think of this as like a rubber band. So this rubber band got stretched and then exploded, and so that's what happened there. And now, you know, it's just kind of been doing its thing, and it's kind of got a cup and handle going on here too. So I expect this to be very well. Oh, look at this. Yeah, I'm glad I charted this. So if you're looking at this and you see what I see and you feel what I feel, then you know this is going to go up tomorrow. Yeah, this is basically a cup and handle. Retest. This should probably go to 220, 215 by the end of the week. I actually might hop in this tomorrow. Yeah, it looks good after hours too. I like this a lot. I likey. Well, let me put a little arrow on here. So I'll put some markers on here so people aren't like, oh, why is he posting that? So when you play breakouts, you see the breakout, you get in on the retest. We buy the dips, not the rips. yeah, if you guys want to help me out and just say thank you, give me a thumbs up. You know, that always helps the algorithms. So, yeah, I've had AI charted for a while actually. Let me throw this up in the Discord. So what you're looking at, oops, let me throw a couple more indicators on here. So I know a lot of people are bullish on this. It is going to fill this gap here. I'm 90% certain of that. So it has all the telltale signs of filling this gap. So it'll probably fill the gap down to here, and then we can go after that. So that would be my guess, unless for some reason it's yeah, that would be my guess. I put silver in the Discord if you want to see it. It is in the Discord. We don't talk about Women's Basketball Association here, Chris. Oops. That don't look right. Walgreens. Alright, so alright, Boss Jay. We'll do that. Let me look at Walgreens here real quick. I wonder, why is that wrong? Is it because of how I have it? It should be right here. But according to this, it's more like right here. Huh. I wonder if it's actually maybe from here, and that's why I'm not doing it right? Aha! That's why. There it is. Okay. I swear, sometimes getting these right, like, you can have them wrong, and you think it's from here, but it's actually from here, because this is the end of this move, and now the new cycle actually began here, because this was actually the end of the move here, because you're thinking you're going high to low, but the high here is actually here, and that's why it's super hard sometimes to make a computer that can do this, because a computer is going to do it from here, while a human can recognize and see these shapes, and it's very certain that's right here, because you could see it just following this down. At this point, it might go back down to 46 and retest this, and then maybe we'll get that bounce out. So, Dynavax. What the? Did I chart this? I do not remember charting this. But it looks like I might be right. I think I'm just the timetable's a little off. So interesting. Dude, I swear I chart so much stuff, I sometimes forget. Alright, let's see here. Alright, we got a couple more I'll get done here, and then I gotta go put my daughter to bed. I am still a dad at the end of the day. Fuel cell I had going to 27. It is concerning that it didn't go on that move though. So let's start over. All right, so this looks more of like a parabolic movement. So I have a feeling I got this wrong, and this is actually a wave 4 right here, and this is a combo wave. So we need to take that into account. This might have 2 more legs done. Holy cow, Steinway, you're the man. Let me finish fuel cell. I had a request for this. What a G, right? Alright, so this is finishing this inner move right here. And fuel cell could rip tomorrow. So what you're seeing here is you do not want fuel cell to fall below basically 20 bucks. Under 20 and this is done. Now, over basically over 22 and we can go to 24. So I do expect this to hit one more time, because usually when it's done it returns very fastly and it'll create an island. So I do expect this to at least, oops, that's not that one I wanted, at least test 24 again. Not gonna promise much more than that. Alright, OCGN. We'll do that. You know, someone drops that kind of chunk of change, they get what they want. Let me just throw this in the alpha charts. Did I forget to post Hexo? Hold on, let me just pull that back up here. Alright, wife's bugging me, so we'll do OCGN, and then I think I got a caller after that. Dan from California, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Alright, okay. OCGN, that's my last one. You guys and your pennies. Okay. Alright, fuck it. Let's do it. Oh, alright. There's a reason why I never hear these tickers. You want me to chart pennies? Okay. Probably have to go to the 15-minute on this one to really get a good feel for it. I mean, well, look. I mean, with pennies. Okay, I do not play pennies, first of all, but, all right. Thank you, John, for that explanation. But if you do play pennies, the most important thing to look at is volume. If you must play volume, or if you must play pennies and you want to capture pennies, get yourself a relative volume scanner and search for unusual volume, or volume that's more than double the normal volume. That way, you know you're going to get movement and you can create good opportunities there. Now, this based on news is different. So if this is a news-based penny, you basically want it to hold 304. So the fact that it rejected 304 at the end of the day with a huge Hulk tick here and broke down here does spell well for tomorrow. So the after hours does not spell well though. So next support after that is basically there's a tiny little gap back here, but I think it's pretty much filled at this point. So you're basically looking at this zone right here being your support zone. So between $2.85 and $3, as long as it holds this and rejects, I mean it's creating basically a combo wave here for a flat, you know, might be a 1, 2, 3, 4. It might come back up and then hit there, and then go up from there. But I don't you're gonna want buyers to come in. The volume's going down. The news happened. You need there to be some sort of momentum. The play was to play it from here. Playing it again could be very risky. I am not going to advise one way or the other, but if the volume picks up and we get bullish movement tomorrow, then you might be fine. If the volume continues to die and it sells off, it might end up coming all the way back down to $2 before it goes back up. And I mean, this is a very big gap now that it created, so it has to hold here. Because if it starts filling this gap right here, and I know it's not actually a gap, but having a single candlestick through here basically means there's not a lot holding it back. So if it falls below 285, I would stop loss that. So if you want, I will put this in the Discord. All you really want to do, I'm not even going to tell you which way it's going to go. All you really want to do is it to hold these lines, and then whichever way it goes, that's what you should know. So if it breaks above this line, then you're good to go for a move probably up to about 430. It'll probably retest here, maybe up to 5. We don't know, but why is that up there? Did I put that up there? I don't know why that's up there. So it should, if it does break out of here, should at least retest 4, and then might go up to 4.5. So we can kind of probably see with a smaller circle here what's going to happen. You can see it rejected this circle and sold off at the end of the day. So what you're looking for here is it probably to come back down in the circle and then bounce right there. And so that's probably what's going to happen, is it's going to come back down, retest 285, and then hopefully it'll go back up and retest 324, and then it'll come back down to 295. So we'll throw that in the Discord if you're in it, so you don't lose it. And that's going to do it for me tonight. A little shorter one. Hexo's in there already, so you're good to go. Sergio's like, oh, you're posting all of them that I put in the Discord. So appreciate all the love, all the shout outs. If you want to throw me a like, that's always appreciative. If you're not subscribed, I'm going to try to do these as often as possible. I'll probably take Saturdays off, but we'll most likely do one tomorrow. Wednesday is going to be a teaching class, so I'm going to teach you something. It is not going to be a charting request, so basically we're going to have every Wednesday I've decided to start doing lessons. So in these lessons it's going to be whoever wants to join, and we're going to teach something. So Wednesdays and Sundays will be lessons, and then the other ones, I mean, the website has the link to the free Discord, so if you go to the website and click home, there's a join our community button on the bottom, and you can just click there to join the Discord. So it'll probably be 10 Eastern, about 9:30, 10 Eastern. It'll be later at night because I want my daughter to go to bed first, because if I do it before, then I'm limited. If I do it after, then I can take as much time as needed. So yeah, we can maybe do some back testing. Maybe that's what we do tomorrow. So I don't typically do back testing, but we can certainly do that. I have no problem with that. So thank everyone for joining. I appreciate all the tips, and I hope you guys have a wonderful night. And we'll go back hopefully tomorrow. Weed runs like crazy, and we all make a lot of money on it.